for up-to-date weather and news.
It's time now for Comfort Time Live. Comfort Time Live is a call-in radio show educating you on issues surrounding your home. Don't become a statistic. Listen in and find out how you can protect yourself. Comfort Time Live. Comfort Time Live. And now, here's your host, your personal comfort consultant, tackling all of your home comfort issues. Here he is, Tom Platania.
And the crowd goes wild.
The girls were screaming earlier. We made them leave.
Yeah, I don't think I have that happen too often. All right, well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another Thursday evening edition of Comfort Time Live. We're broadcasting on WPSL 1590 as well as WSTU 1450.
Simulcasting.
Simulcast. We're really getting technically here, or not technically.
Sort of a network now.
Yeah, well, Treasure Coast Radio Network. And not only do we have
your Comfort
Time Live, and we want to make you comfortable within your home and in your life and so on and so forth, we also are part of True Radio, TREU. And I found out what the word TREU, besides being an acronym for the real estate show, which it airs on WSTU 1450 every Thursday morning from 10 to 11. That actually has a meaning, that word.
It does.
It does.
Did you look it up?
TREU is actually German for loyal.
Really?
Yes.
Loyal Radio, True Radio.
That's it. So
did Sylvia call you and tell you we have a German fan on Swap
No,
Shop.
she hasn't.
She was actually a radio host and plays German music all over the world, and she she lets us know a lot of things that we didn't know. I thought maybe that information came from her.
No, actually, I as I was researching the name of the show, and obviously, it's the acronym for our show,
right?
Treasure Coast Real Estate Unleashed, TREU. Then we put a spin on it and said, people are always told that what's the truth, this is the truth. Like the Bill Clinton, I did not have sexual relations with that woman, and
it's true because he said so.
Because he said so. Well, we know that. So what we had to do is we decided to spend, we want people to view what the truth is differently, so they really understand. So we want to educate them so much. We decided to put the E first in the word true, and then besides that, the acronym, and then also it means loyal. So what better than to have a group of individuals that will be loyal to you, that you could be loyal to them on that show, and listen in. And we had a great show today. We talked about foreclosures and short sales.
The general public doesn't get to hear what the realtors say when they get together behind the closed doors, you see.
Yeah.
And a radio show like this allows the general public to kind of get their ear in a room with these professionals doing their thing. And I'll tell you what, you get some information that gives you the advantage when it comes to buying or selling your home.
Yeah, and the show was great today. We have four of the best realtors in South Florida on the show. And we have Carol Morgan, Andrew Sesta, Farouk Ali, and Scott McAllister. And I tell you, between the four of them, they have about 100 years of experience. And, even though I'm a licensed realtor, it's amazing that I have an opportunity to learn from them while doing the show, having a great time, and help educate listeners in Martin, St. Lucie, and River County. If you're listening right now, you can always tune in to that show Thursday mornings. But the other great thing is you can go back, and we have a website just like Comfort Time Live. Now, if you're ever out of town or in a location and you're not driving your car, you can actually watch Comfort Time Live in the studio. You can watch us. You can listen to us. You can go back and watch and listen to any of the archive shows.
You don't even have to wait till Thursday.
No, on ComfortTimeLive.com. You go right in there, and I redid the website. So as soon as you log into the website now, the video and the audio and the chat room and everything are right there. Before you had to scroll down. It's a little cumbersome. So I kind of changed up the feel for the website, a little bit easier to work with now. So you can go there. You can watch us in the studio. You can even chat in. So if you have a question and you're a little on the shy side, what I've done is with the chat room on Comfort Time Live, we don't know who you are. You don't have to put in a user ID or password or anything like that. You're anonymous. So you can go in, you can chat, you can ask questions. If there's things that we're talking about, topics on the show that day or from the past show. Remember, the show is all about you. So if you have a question about a previous show that we've done, just pick up the phone and call. And, we do, our show is all over. I mean, it's between Twitter and Facebook, and we're on YouTube, all over YouTube, and also on an internet-based talk show called Blog Talk. I checked the statistics today, Cliff. Over 48,000 viewers.
Isn't that amazing?
And it's just, and I've actually took a little bit of a break from Blog Talk. So now that I'm back in motion on Blog Talk, that's really going to take off. And these shows that we're doing on Blog Talk, we're actually going to do a show, and I'm going to tell you about some of the other guests that we have, but we're actually going to do a show that, well, we have to specifically do it on Blog Talk. We can't do it on WPSL. Because,
and why is that?
Well, due to the mature subject matter of the show.
Oh.
Okay.
That's when comfort takes more of an adult nature
exactly.
topic. Right?
Comfort isn't all about air conditioning and taxes, and comfort can be about some of the other things like maybe emotional intimacy or long-term love. And who we're going to have is we're going to have Mark Michaels and Patricia Johnson.
Let me guess. Marriage counselors?
No, actually, they wrote a book called Partners in Passion.
Oh my. That'll be a fun show.
Yeah, so I'm going to have, when they emailed me, because what I did is I signed up for a site called radioguestlist.com. Mm-hmm. And what you can do is you can promote yourself as an expert to be able to be on people's shows.
Oh, I see.
And then they also send you emails from experts all over the nation who could potentially be on your show.
Okay.
So when she emailed me, I'm like, okay, well,
a passion expert.
How could I said this is for me?
How old are you, Tom?
It's an interesting topic for me to begin with, but I'm thinking, okay, how can I put this on the show? If it's interesting to me, there's got to be somebody out there that it's interesting to them too.
Yeah.
And hey, even if it's only two other people out there, hey, at least I can offer some assistance.
Well, if you only help one, well, in this case, you'd definitely be helping
help
two.
Myself.
But if you can help one person out, it's always worth it. They say
exactly.
But
exactly.
in a situation like that, you would be helping at least two every
Absolutely.
time.
So that show is actually going to air on Blog Talk Radio, which you can find that right at. You can actually find the show right on Comfort Time Live. We have an app on ComfortTimeLive.com that says Blog Talk Radio.
Right.
And on April 2nd, you can actually click on that. And you'll be able to listen to the show or go to just Blog Talk Radio for Comfort Time Live. Right. And I'll send all the links and stuff out for folks. But that's going to be a fun show, kind of out of the mix. But that's going to be a really great show. And later on, we actually have a special guest that's going to be calling in, Mr. Andrew Sesta, who is probably one of the premier realtors in South Florida, also one of our experts on True Radio, is going to be calling in a little bit later on. Talk to us a little bit about the foreclosure and short sale market. It's actually a little bit different than most people think, and I was surprised with what we talked about today. Now, some of the other things that we have coming up, and 5 years ago, and we're actually coming up almost to the date on 5 years, we started this show, Comfort Time Live, strictly talking about air conditioning. And you have to change with the times. And we've grown from air conditioning to talking about a little bit of home stuff to taxes so we're growing and we're diversifying. So we're actually getting more into home and lifestyle improvement so that we can help bring a more diverse group of individuals to help educate us, promote the show, help you folks out, really entertain you. So if there's anything or anybody that you can think of that would be a great guest for the show, right now we're pretty much booked about a month and a half in advance now. And so we got a lot of great guests coming up, and most of these people are pretty famous. We have next week, this next Thursday, right here on Comfort Time Live, we have world-renowned Bill Patty, who is presenting your new voice. Now, what he does is he focuses on voice and speech communication for the 21st century. Now, these are vital skills that'll help improve our lives in basically 3 distinctive ways. It'll give you some tips to make more money. And whoever thought that by using your voice differently or properly, besides being in radio, obviously, how you can make more money? Well, there's a lot involved in it on how you project yourself and how you talk and how. It's amazing. When I talked to this gentleman, I was like, I had no clue about that. Finding true love, how to talk properly to your spouse or to somebody that you're thinking about. Like if there's some hot little Latino woman out there listening to the radio right now that you never know.
You hope anyway.
Well, there is actually.
There's hope.
No, there is actually.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
that explains it.
Yeah, there
okay,
is.
That explains it.
Yeah, so
That's why you're blushing and grinning while you're saying that. Okay. Yeah.
we have Rosa listening. So, and also helping to develop personal confidence by being able to, a lot of people when they talk, they shy away, they drop their head and things.
Well,
like
they looked at you. You're talking to somebody, and they're looking at
They
your
look
shoes.
at, they
or
look
they're
at shoes,
looking
they look at the wall.
sky,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm really interested to hear about this. Now, the next person we have is March 6th, the next Thursday. Okay, the following Thursday. Famous author Doug Hess. He is the co-author of Gordon Gekko, CEO, Lessons from Wall Street for a Winning Attitude.
Oh, yeah.
Now, it's how to prepare the right attitude to gain success, whether in the workplace or in life.
The only guy over him is Zig Ziglar. Huh?
Oh, this guy.
He's way
I
up
tell
there,
you,
huh?
when I even mentioned it to Greg, and Greg said that he knows this guy, and this guy's big time.
Yeah. Oh,
I mean, CNBC and all this other stuff. So I'm honored to have Doug Hess on the show with us. And it's amazing that the people that are emailing me and saying, hey, we'd love to be on your show, obviously they want publicity.
Sure.
But still, if somebody that popular wants to be, okay, be my guest.
You must have a heck of a show, Tom. These famous
must
people
be
want to get on it.
Must be doing something right. Now, Thursday, the following Thursday, March 13th, we have Gus Lopez with A1 Construction. He was actually he is with the SoCal, Southern California's Remodelers Association.
Okay.
And he's with A1 Construction, and he was the president of the SoCal Modelers Association in 2012. Now, what he's going to be talking to us about is contractors and realtors and how they're interacting, and that he finds that in Southern California, a lot of the realtors are recommending unlicensed and unprofessional contractors to fix things in the house before they go to sell.
Uh-oh.
So he says they have a huge issue out there in Southern California. So Gus Lopez on March 13th is going to be with us. And then March 20th, again, the next Thursday after that. So we're booking these folks up. We have Mike Fegan, who wrote The American Dream. Now, he's this one I'm really interested in. He's the co-founder and president of Main Street America. Listen to this. It's the nation's first home product theme park. It features 12 unique demonstration homes where one can discover the latest in home products, furniture, and decor.
And I'm really surprised you didn't think of that.
He also created a venue where people can make their own home building or remodeling dreams come true with a quick scan from an innovative technology device and one's email address. This guy I'm excited to have on the show, because that's some pretty impressive stuff. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and take a first break, and when we come back, we'll be chatting a little bit more about, we're going to talk about foreclosures and short sales, and we're going to have Mr. Andrew Sesta from Sesta & Associates is going to be with us to talk about how they may not be as great of a deal as you think. You're listening to Comfort Time Live. I'm Tom Platania, and we will be right back.
Elite Electric.
We can do it.
Elite Electric.
There's nothing to it.
Elite Electric.
Ooh, amazing.
Elite Electric.
Boogie, woogie, woogie, woogie.
Elite Electric specializes in all of your electrical needs, from security lighting to surge protection and everything in between. How do you think they got their name? Elite Electric. Elite Electric has been family owned and operated on the Treasure Coast since 1988, and they're recommended by Comfort Time Live. Visit online at eliteelectricandair.com and learn more about their services. Elite Electric. Service today. Proud sponsor of Comfort Time Live every Thursday evening at 6:05 on WPSL 1590.
No matter what you want, just pick up your phone, say, come on, Elite.
And we'll get the job done.
We can do it.
Elite Electric.
There's nothing to it.
Elite Electric.
Did the housing market catch you off guard? Did your home lose value for no apparent reason? Don't let that happen again. Call Tom Platania with Keller Williams Realty now, 882-5700, where the first 25 people will get a free home value package worth $400 to keep you ahead of the market. The market's on the rise, but can change at any minute. Did you try and sell your home and just couldn't get the value you deserved? Give Tom Platania a call, 882-5700, where the first 25 people get a free home value package worth $400 and see how you can get back into the market and get the value you deserve. That's 882-5700 for your free home value package.
Welcome back to Comfort Time Live. Once again, here's Tom Platania.
Hey, you look like a recording artist over there.
Big entertainment. Yeah, my headset fell apart, so I'm holding my right ear up to my right ear.
Now what you need to do is tilt your head up and sway it back and forth.
And now here's Tom Platania. How's that?
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Comfort Time Live. Hopefully you have refreshed those, well, evening beverages.
Well, you know, when you do that blog talk show, the adult-oriented one, I figured you'd just get a little more graphic in your description of those beverages.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. On Blog Talk, I can, I'm free to do it. No. No, that's okay. But so we got a great show coming up. We got all kinds of great shows coming up, ladies and gentlemen, so do not hesitate to tune in. Now, if you have any questions or comments about the market, the topic we're going to talk about today, give us a call here at the studio, 772-340-1590. 340-1590. Give us a call here because we're talking about the foreclosure and short sale market and how, well, the deals are not necessarily as great as you think they are. And I actually learned this because I thought they were smoking deals. But I actually learned this today on our True Radio, Treasure Coast Real Estate Unleashed. And with us, joining us, the infamous Mr. Andrew Sesta. Hello, Mr. Sesta.
Hey, Tom, what's going on?
Not much, my good man. Thanks for calling in tonight. I appreciate it.
No problem.
I didn't pull you away from anything special, did I?
No, just working on a lease agreement at the office.
Oh, you're still at the office?
Yeah, I'm still here, man. I burned the midnight oil.
Wait a minute. Don't didn't we talk about this? Don't realtors not start until like 12 o'clock and then finish up about 3 or 4 o'clock?
Maybe in the perfect world, but not in today's real estate market.
Well, I tell you, whoever is the on the recipient end of what you're doing, I know that they have to be really impressed that you're out there burning in midnight oil. And your girlfriend can't be too happy, though. What'd she say about all that?
She's on vacation right now. So.
Oh, so she doesn't care.
Yeah.
She's right now. She's probably 2 margaritas into having a great time anyway, right?
Yeah, she knows I'm staying out of trouble this way.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Awesome. Well, we had a great show today on Treasure Coast Real Estate Unleashed, and I tell you, it's really, really taken on some popularity very quickly, and I'm really happy with it.
Yeah, I was too. I received a few phone calls after the show, and it seemed to went over really good. And so many misconceptions with the foreclosures and short sales. People are just amazed of the reality.
Yeah, to me, like I was saying, is from an outside standpoint, and even though I'm a realtor now, I'm still new. I mean, I don't know anything about anything. You guys are telling me that houses are out there with no kitchens in them, and I'm like, no, you're insane. But I would think that okay, I'm short selling a house or I'm foreclosing on a house, which means that as a bank, I got somebody who's not willing to pay the bill or can't pay the bill, whatever the reason is. Right. I would think that I would want to just, okay, here I am stuck with a property now that I'm not getting any payments on. You'd think that I would want to just, let me get rid of this thing as pretty much as cheap as I can without taking too big of a hit. so at least I got some money in my pocket and I'm not spending stuff. But you're saying that's not the case.
No, that's not the case at all. I mean, you would think that's logical thinking, but there's not a lot of logic that seems to go on, at least from our perspective. I mean, you would think that's the case, but I guess they must have some reasoning.
I can't figure it out. I don't know if it's maybe they feel maybe the cost of hanging in there for the extra time, like we talked about, maybe the market's going up a little bit, so they think they're going to get a little bit more out of it. But you were saying that actually some of these foreclosures, they're actually going for a higher than market price.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, definitely. What's happening is right now, like I said, there's so many people out there that think that the foreclosures are the deal of the century. You have cash buyers, cash investors, and they're all looking at the same few because, as people think like there's a lot of foreclosures, and there really isn't. But so you have, a bunch of realtors that have, clients or investors that are looking at the stuff. And I mean, there's multiple offers, 10, 20 offers on each property. And like we had talked about earlier in our show, sometimes that testosterone takes effect, and it's like, well, I'm not going to lose this one. Give them another 1,000 and another 1,000. And the worst part is it's almost like a blind auction, Tom, where, they'll tell you they have multiple offers, and then they'll come back and say, we have multiple offers, give us your highest and best. And you may already be the highest, but you don't know that. So you may be even outbidding yourself. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, so it's just money. It's money in their pocket.
Exactly.
How could you ever find that out? Is there any way to find that out or no?
To find out what the bids are?
Yeah.
No, they won't tell you. No, they won't. They'll just come back and say highest and best, and, that's really all they can tell you. And like I said, it's kind of a blind bidding war. And, right now, on a lot of those foreclosures, especially the ones that are under 100,000, there's a lot of people out there for those properties. And it's something to get 10, 12, 15 offers. And,
now, are those more investors, you think, that are going after those houses or actual homeowners?
There's investors, homeowners. There's a lot of cash in this market, believe it or not, Tom. A lot of people are, taking money out of 401ks and different things that aren't making money and, purchasing real estate, creating positive cash flows. Some of them are flipping, that kind of stuff. But, like we had talked about earlier, it's you have to be really careful not to get caught up in the frenzy because, you could be paying for something that, in the long run is really not a good deal.
Yeah, I mean, it's shocking. Like when I short sold my house, and that was, because everything changed, got divorced, and, income cuts in half. And, for me, it went fairly smooth. But when I bought the house at 217, and I want to say it was like 2004, 2005, right. In less than a year, the house went up to 3 and change.
Right.
All right, so we had taken a small equity loan out to do some renovations on the house. So we were up to like 256.
Right.
When it came time for me to short sale, I owed 243 on the house. It
right.
short sailed for 110.
Wow.
That's what it ended up selling for.
Right. Crazy.
But that's what it was also at that time. That's exactly what it was appraised at too. Right. And it was like, that's insane. It's just absolutely insane. It's just a numbers game, and it's
right.
and now that I'm involved in this and I'm listening to you guys are amazing on the show. It's just you guys probably have more knowledge in your pinkies than I have in my whole brain about real estate.
It's just a matter of going through these situations, and the market's ever changing, and the rules are ever changing, and the lending industry. So it's a learning curve even for us. I mean, because there's always new things going on, and the banks are tweaking certain things. Like I said before, the banks would put the properties on the market, and they would take a little bit less than they put them up there for. But now it's the opposite. I mean, they're putting them up there for in some cases in Port St. Lucie higher than if you can go get a brand new home built, which is ridiculous.
How are they? Do you have any idea? I mean, I guess without talking to a banker, I mean, how do they think that? I guess what they're doing is that they figure that they attract people into it, not really knowing. Because if I'm going to look at a foreclosed house without doing some research, I may think I'm getting a smoking deal.
Right. Yeah. And that's where getting with the right realtor that's going to do your, the buyer CMAs and give the buyer some resources so they could make an educated decision. And like I said, these foreclosures, they could be a can of worms. And I'm not, there's a person for every sale. So I'm not saying that across the board it's a bad thing. I mean,
Right.
as long as you have some good professionals and you have good home inspections and that kind of stuff, I mean, you can do okay. You just got to be careful not to get caught up in the frenzy. One thing we didn't talk about today on the show, Tom, that we didn't have time was there's a lot of sites out there that you have to be careful with too, like a lot of these auction sites.
Okay.
I don't want to name any names, but some of them, well, most of them that I know of, they don't even allow an inspection period. So you're
Oh, wow.
bidding on a property, and it's as is, where is. They don't turn on the electric, they won't turn on the water. So you're taking a big risk.
Oh, that's a huge risk because
Sure.
I know from the construction that there's a lot of hidden things that the average
Sure.
homeowner will have
Right.
no clue that exist, but a good inspector, like a house masters or something like that, will come out there and they'll find that stuff.
Right. Well, imagine not having that even opportunity. Also, they're
Wow.
paying technology fees, $299 for this, $250 for that, and then some of them even have a 4.5%, 5% buyer premium, so that really the buyer's paying the commission portion.
How
of it as
are
well.
they getting away with something like that?
Well, it's one of those frenzy things. Everyone thinks they're going to get this great deal, and they go to auction.com and all these different kind of websites and register, and then lo and behold, they're rewarded with the sale, and then it's like, oh my God, what do we do now? We didn't, with no inspections, no time for anything. Once you put your deposit down, it's non-refundable. So,
Oh, wow.
I guess what I'm trying to say is, on the real estate part of it, there are some companies that charge transaction fees to represent buyers, but for the most part, we don't, the buyers don't pay us anything for our knowledge and for us to help walk them through the process. So why not use us? Why not ask us the questions? Why not allow us to represent them, so they can watch out for these pitfalls? Because it could literally cost you thousands.
Yeah, and like I said, finding that right realtor, and that's also difficult too because you've been in the industry a long time, and just the short period of time that I've been in it, and I've also been in the construction industry. I tell you, there are a lot of realtors out there that are, believe it or not, take advantage of the clients
Sure.
as well.
Sure.
They don't educate them. They don't give them. If I'm a home buyer, just like in anything, if I'm coming to you as the professional, I don't always know all the questions to ask.
Right. Exactly.
And then you'll get that. Well, you didn't ask me that question. Well, you know what? That's pretty damn important. You should have known that I needed to ask that question, and presented it to me.
And that's why, like Tom, on my team, one thing that we do is we like to sit down and have a buyer consultation. And usually that's a good hour and a half at least. And we're not talking about properties right during that time. We're really talking about the process, what to expect, what to watch out for. Are you, pre-approved, what the pre-approval really means, what it includes, what kind of monies that you have to close. Because, a lot of people have the misconception of, FHA, 3.5% down, I could buy a home, blah, 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 blah. But they don't know all the steps. So we kind of go through and sit and counsel, and again, free of charge, counsel with them, and we want to put them in the right situation because, the right situation for you, Tom, may not be the same for me or for your neighbor.
Right.
And that's why getting down to the real wants and needs and assessing, okay, maybe, this would be the way to go or that would be the way to go.
And that's the difference between, because there are a lot of people, and I don't know too many realtors right now that do that process. Even though it's promoted throughout the industry that it's the best
Right.
way to do it,
Right.
I don't know too many people that do it.
Well, some people are order takers, and it's the general 80-20 rule. 20% of the people sell 80%
Everything
of
in
the property.
life is 80-20.
Yeah, it's like that in any industry that you go to.
Right.
But we try to do the best job because ultimately our business is based on referrals.
Yes.
And that's just the best way to go.
Yeah, it'd be horrible if all your clients were 100% that you
Right,
had to
if they
go
were
out and
just
market for them.
one-times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you'd go out
I
of
look
business.
I look for establishing the relationship and and getting their trust because I have clients, Tom, that I've sold the mother, the brother, the sister, the uncle. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So it just comes
That's
back.
got to say something.
Okay.
That's got to say something.
Yeah, exactly. So, and that's what you look for because, you know, you don't look for that one-time deal. I know when I first got into in the industry, it was like in the heyday, and I was picking up the scraps because there was agents out there that wouldn't put someone in their car if it was less than 150,000, 200,000.
Oh, wow.
You know, and it just I didn't make any sense to me. But you know, I treat a $50,000 customer the same as I do a $500,000 customer because you know you want to do what's best for them, and it's going to come back to you tenfold.
Well, that $50,000 customer, they're going to move into the house. They're going to fix it up. They're going to their career's going to get exponential. They're going to grow their lifestyle. They're going to sell the house. Then they're going to come to you and say, "Okay, we're ready for that $400,000 or $500,000 house."
Exactly. Or the mother, you know, father come down from New York. They're retired, come down with cash, want to buy a house on the island. You know, I'm telling you, it just you do the right thing. Just again, just like any other industry, I'm sure you were the same way in construction, Tom.
Yeah,
where you know you take care of the people, they're going to take care of you. You know, word of mouth, and this is a small town. I mean, the Treasure Coast is a small place.
It is. Everybody knows everybody.
Right. We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. I mean, we have to walk through Publix and all these stores and the malls and run into these people. So you want to hold your head up high and know that, you know, I mean, I get people all the time coming up to me and saying, "Oh, that's the guy that, you know, sold my mom the house." And I've never met the guy before, you know. But, you know, they kind of your reputation and they kind of get to know you. And it's a small town, so good news travels fast, but so bad news travels faster.
It does because you know most people will remember the bad stuff a lot more than they remember the good stuff. So they want to tell everybody about it. And then of course that's it's like watching the news. It's you sit there and watch it. Write down a list of how many. Put check marks. How many positive things versus how many negative things.
Exactly.
And it's like, why do they do it? Well, because that's what sells.
What sells, I guess.
That's what sells
the
news. Is people don't want to sit there and always listen to all the pot. They love to hear drama and controversy, and that's why they spread the news about bad stuff. And it's just insane. But it's good, and it's worth educating the homeowners, making sure that they educate themselves about who they decide. And also make sure they focus on the broker, because you want to make sure that just because that company's got a big name, how do they help support their agents?
Right, exactly.
That's
the training that goes back. That's one great thing about Keller Williams. I mean, I've worked for a few different companies, from ABC mom and pop to brand names, and I have never seen the amount of training that we have available here. I mean, it's almost like, Tom, like I said before, you could get a PhD in real estate and not sell a thing and go to school from morning to night. There's just so much, but you have to keep up on what's going on in the industry.
It's ever changing, and if you don't,
it's
crazy.
Changing,
yeah.
Same thing we talked about short sales. I mean, I've been doing short sales for years now. And, every couple of months, things change. I mean, there was a period of time when a short sale was a good deal. There was a period of time when they would close them in 30, 60, 90 days. Now, like I said earlier today, I have one poor client, 15 months they've been waiting.
That's insane.
And it's ridiculous. I had another one.
And you're saying that the bank now, because it's been so long, the bank's reconsidering the initial offer from 15 months ago because the value's gone up?
Because the values have gone up, yeah. So it's like, well, the value was what the value was, 15 months ago. Of course the value's gone up. But then again, think about it. This unit has been sealed and closed for 15 more months of no one, the air conditioner not running, there could be even more and more problems.
The air conditioner hasn't been running for 15 months?
There's no power on these things.
Oh, yeah, you probably got mold problems now.
So, exactly. You don't know what, and these people are sticking it out, and, they're really great people from up north, and they're looking for, a vacation home. But, I kind of warned them it was going to take some time, but I never thought it was going to be 15 months, you know?
That's insane. But, you guys had really no control of it.
We don't. We got to go through the motion, and the only people that talk to the banks in a short sale is those that are authorized, and that's the negotiator.
Right.
And there's a lot of red tape, and there's a lot of people in between. This one happens to be an estate, so you've got issues with the estates and what they have to do with that. So it can be a process. But like I said, there was a time when it was easy. Now it's just getting. It seems to me that it's just getting more and more difficult.
That's just crazy.
And I think a lot of it has to do with the values. I mean, the time is on their side. So if they, I mean, on a short sale process, they don't own that. They don't take possession of the house. So really, the homeowner is still liable. God forbid something happens, or you're still liable. So they're not carrying that liability. They're not really carrying that expense until they actually foreclose and take possession.
Wow.
You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
So
that's crazy. Well, Andrew, hey, I know you got to get back to work, and I really appreciate you spending a few minutes to help educate and talk. And I tell you, I'm so excited about the show, and we're sitting here with Greg and Cliff, and I'm trying to brainstorm ways that we can actually start doing the show, maybe at homes, some of these homes, and maybe do open houses during the show,
definitely.
and just all kinds of crazy stuff. But got to make sure that I got the technical aspect of it up and running. But
well, Tom, I really want to thank you for everything you've done, because I mean, this is a great public service for you to actually get us out there and give us the platform in order to talk to people and kind of give them the truth about what's going on, not just in a commission standpoint. We live in this community, and we want it to be good.
No, and I appreciate that. And that's what I've done on all the shows. Is my biggest focus is there's not a lot out there that truly on a daily basis helps educate people on pretty much everything. To help them save themselves from, you watch these shows, contractor scams and frauds and American greed and all this stuff. And every night on the news, you see some little old lady getting her life savings taken, or a contractor scamming her. But there's nobody out there who's truly dedicating themselves, and that's what I decided. That's my purpose in life.
No, that's great, man. That's a great public service.
Well, I appreciate it very much, Andrew. And
thank you very much. I appreciate it.
All right, have a great night. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's Mr. Andrew Sesta from Sesta & Associates out of Keller Williams in Stuart. That's Keller Williams of the Treasure Coast down in Stuart, Florida, right there over the Roosevelt Bridge. I tell you, great individual. And he has just been a huge supporter of everything and really been a big help to me and very informational, so I really appreciate that. So we're going to go ahead and take another quick break, and I appreciate you listening. You're listening to Comfort Time Live. I'm Tom Platania, your host, 772-340-1590. Give us a call. We'll be right back.
Are you comfortable right now? What can we do for you to make you more comfortable? Stay tuned as Comfort Time Live continues.
Known for helping you keep that spark, now they'll help you keep cool. Elite Electric and Air, the official air conditioning sponsor of Comfort Time Live, has provided the best in heating and cooling customer service since 1988. If your electric bill is costing you more than 12 cents per square foot under air, you may be overpaying the utility company. Elite Electric and Air can help put that cash back in your pocket. Call Elite Electric and Air with 24-hour service. Dial 340-3797. That's 340-3797.
Did the housing market catch you off guard? Did your home lose value for no apparent reason? Don't let that happen again. Call Tom Platania with Keller Williams Realty now, 882-5700, where the first 25 people will get a free home value package worth $400 to keep you ahead of the market. The market's on the rise, but can change at any minute. Did you try and sell your home and just couldn't get the value you deserved? Give Tom Platania a call, 882-5700, where the first 25 people get a free home value package worth $400 and see how you can get back into the market and get the value you deserve. That's 882-5700 for your free home value package.
1590 WPSL presents CBS Storm Track Weather with a look at the evening and overnight forecast. Here's meteorologist Jeff Baradelli.
With a look at your forecast, overnight tonight looking good, partly cloudy and pretty warm. Low temperatures in the 60s to near 70 degrees with a nice ocean breeze. And tomorrow we'll start with sunshine, the clouds develop, and then the showers and thunderstorms follow during the afternoon and evening hours. Rain chances 50 to 60%. High temperatures warm and muggy, about 80 to 85 degrees. The clouds will hang around on Saturday with a chance for scattered showers, and then just some isolated showers on Sunday with more sunshine expected. I'm CBS 12 meteorologist Jeff Baradelli in the CBS 12 Storm Track Center for WPSL Digital 1590, the talk of the Treasure Coast.
Thank you, Jeff. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. WPSL and News 12, the ones to turn to on the Treasure Coast for up-to-date weather and news.
.647 at WPSL. Now back to Comfort Time Live with Tom Platania.
All right, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, hopefully you're sitting back, relaxing, enjoying friends and family, or maybe you're driving home still. 647, you could work down in Palm Beach, and maybe you headed back up here to the Treasure Coast.
The commute.
I tell you see a lot of people doing that. And and one thing I talk about jobs, I actually.
You got a chat room over there.
Yeah, she's chatting on the phone here while I'm doing
Rosa, behave. Behave now.
She works in the dental industry.
Oh.
So she's like, I'm checking your teeth.
Uh-oh.
Here, we should give her a close-up of the teeth. Right?
You want to zoom in?
Zoom in on them. But I actually have, I've been putting some ads out there to try to help hire some people for my businesses. Mm-hmm. And people just don't want to work.
You hear all this. There's no jobs. You go out there and you offer a job, and nobody wants it.
They don't want to work, and it's insane.
Can't you just provide a paycheck? Why do we have to work?
And that's what it is. And
that's the attitude.
My thought from the past is, I was paying some people some pretty decent salaries, and most of my business is, I want people to be able to generate things for my company. So a lot of my thought process is I want people to be commission-based because, my business is all based on bringing clients in and new advertisers and things of that nature. And if I don't get those, the business doesn't thrive. Right. So I want people like I've been all my life is I've been put in positions where if I do well, I myself and the business that I'm working with prosper. So I go out there and I talk to people like this, and it's amazing what they say is that, well, you got to pay me X dollars ahead of time. And it's crazy. It really is. It really is. And so it's, I don't know, I'm sorry, and then you hear that all these jobs are out there, and it's just people are just lazy. They don't want to work. They want everything handed to them on a silver platter. And some of the jobs that I do, people can just work from their home because there's really not a lot that they need to be in an office to do. Exactly. We have one of our listeners that people don't care. They just want to get the food stamps for free. They want to mooch off unemployment. And it's insane. It really is. But you know what? If you don't have a lot of morals or you don't care, hey, if somebody's willing to pay me to sit home, and unemployment is a cakewalk to do. Oh, you don't have to call in or nothing. It's all internet-based now, so all you got to do is put in your five places a week. But what they let you do is they let you put that you contacted the person on the internet. So if you're like on Career Builder or something like that, you could just put in there that you went to Career Builder and they don't question it. Really? So you could sit home.
I looked at the website.
My ex-wife, not the most recent one, but the other ex-wife, she was on unemployment for years. Years.
How do you do that?
I don't know how you do it.
You'd have to have a job in between.
No job. No job. And you remember how they gave you the extensions? She went through the extensions twice.
See, I never collected unemployment before. I've paid into it all my life.
Yeah.
Oh, so that somebody can have it.
No, it's just, there's, and obviously there's people out there listening, but it irked me when, I put some ads out there, and some of the people I got, when I told them about the description, I said, I'll give you a very small salary plus a commission. Well, I can't live off the salary. That's the whole point. Is I don't want you to live off the salary. The salary is just enough to put some food on the table, pay for some gas and stuff like that, but I want you to have to work for a living. And if you work for a living, you'll make twice as much as you will than if I just pay you a flat salary. But they don't want that. They want that. And to a point, for some of it I can understand because a lot of people just want that comfort. They want that guarantee that no matter how hard or how little they work, that they're going to see that paycheck every week. But it just, I don't know. I guess I've just,
Well, you're disappointed.
yeah.
Because you're trying to find somebody to do some work for
Yeah.
you. And it's in a time where everybody's crybabying about unemployment to try to, get somebody to apply for a job that you're offering it be that difficult. It's amazing.
Yeah, it bothers me, but hey, I just have to roll with the punches and do it, and I just keep working as hard as I can till I find that right person. Because, I mean, with everything I have going on, I do a little bit of real estate. I have my engineering business. I do that. I have the 2 talk radio shows. Actually, getting ready to try to put together a 3rd talk radio show about restaurants and food and things of that nature. And what we're going to do is, no other places focuses on the Treasure Coast at all. A lot of these food shows and whatnot, you see them in the big cities and whatnot. But what I want to do is I want to do a food show, and I actually have a couple chefs that will be the brains of the operation. I'll do the hosting but we actually want to go to restaurants, and we want to do kind of like that, almost like that diner, drive-in, and dive type of a concept, where we go in there and we talk to the owners and we watch them cook things, but we do it on a local level here. And then we have fun, like food reviews and restaurant
You get
reviews.
to eat.
Yeah, well, I'm not worried about that. I mean, that's going to be fun too. But we get to help promote the local restaurants and stuff because not everybody really cares about their air conditioner. Not everybody really has one because they're renters as well. But you know what? Everybody's got to eat, and everybody does eat. And everybody goes out to restaurants. So what better thing to have some fun? Than to promote something like that. So I'm working on putting that together. But I'm looking for somebody who can help me to really take care of a lot of this stuff on the outside in the field while I'm putting all this stuff together. And it's just tough. Like I said, nobody wants to work. And I'm even letting them say, hey, you don't have to wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. You don't have to work till 12 o'clock at night. All I want you to do is work. And it's just so difficult. It really is. It really is. But anyway, that's the way it is. But I'd say be careful when we're talking about these foreclosures and short sales. Be careful because they're not always great deals. So make sure you work with a realtor who helps to answer your questions, and not only just answers your questions, but you want a realtor who presents questions to you. And I'm definitely not promoting myself here on the real estate side. I would promote one of the folks that are on my Treasure Coast Real Estate Unleashed because I don't have enough experience in this right now. So right now, if it's anything very important, I actually end up turning the lead over to them because I want to make sure people get well taken care of. But make sure that the realtor is actually answering your questions and helping to direct you. And not just saying, oh, yeah, just the the little bobbing dog in the back of the car. Yeah, oh, yeah, sure. Oh, yeah, I'll give you exactly. Oh, yeah. That's not a realtor. Just because they tell you what you want to hear doesn't make them the right thing. Any business is like that. I'm going through issues right now with a listener and some other clients that have gotten horrible service from either air conditioning contractors or other engineers. And they're sending me their documents and saying, Tom, we heard you did a great job. Can you fix this for me? So they send it to me, and what do? I fix it, and I send it back to them. And they're like, you know what? We heard you did great work, but thank you for taking care of it. But what I do is I provide the great customer service where I guarantee on one of my businesses, I guarantee next day service or their money back, or they don't pay. So if I can't provide that service to them and get everything back to them by the next day, they don't pay for my services. So a lot of great stuff and a lot of things. So, so we really want to help promote that. And if you know anybody out there who's looking to do some work from home and help to promote some things, by all means, hey, give me a call, 772-882-5700. That's where they can call me.
This work from home now, this is probably computer-based.
A lot of it's computer-based. They'll also, helping me make some calls, help me put some things together. Mm-hmm. But I'm looking for the right person. So, hey, and we're going to end the show, as we said, we're going to end it with our new Zig Ziglar quotes of the day. And let's see, where's our Zig Ziglar quote? You cannot make your situation in life, but you can tailor-make your attitudes to those situations.
Oh.
You cannot tailor-make your situation in life, but you can tailor-make your attitudes to those situations.
I know something that sounds like something Zig would say.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like you can't change the world, but you can change yourself.
That's it. That's actually it. So once again, I want to say a hi to Miss Rosa out there, and thank you very much for listening to the show this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Comfort Time Live, but remember, we're going to be back next Thursday with world-renowned Bill Patty presenting your voice and speech communication skills for the 21st century. Have a great evening. We'll see you next Thursday right here on Comfort Time Live.